How easy is it as a human being to blame someone else, to make excuses? We see memes, we see people talking about, let's leave this year behind. We even have New Year's resolutions saying goodbye to, 2019, welcome 2020. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This year was hell. We all have negatives, we all have positives, blah, blah, blah. What if we told you right now what's exactly happening to you and in your life right now is exactly what you need for each and every one of us? And I'm going to make you understand it right after this. So there's no need for me to tell a story to you right now about what 2020 has already delivered. And we're only just getting towards the middle of the year. We've had, in Australia, for instance, we've had huge amounts of bushfires, property loss, people have died, millions of animals, the ecosystem's been hammered. In some parts, like where I live, just after that, we had floods. Like I'm talking a week and a half after the bushfires. In fact, it was the floods that and the torrential rain that put some of the bushfires and the last part of the bushfires out. And that was the first flood we'd had in 26 years. A matter of 4 days after the floods had subsided, we had a earthquake about 120 kilometers away that was felt in our area. And that was like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. Then we had this murder hornets scenario that was meant to hit that didn't really hit. Then we had the big white elephant in the room called COVID-19 and the coronavirus. And as much as we'd much rather probably talk about beer and corona, it's not the coronavirus that's done the most amount of damage to us, unfortunately. And then it's led to all the race riots, or whether they even were race riots and the looting and things like that. Let's not get into any of that. The fact of the matter is 2020 has been massively challenging to so many people. We've had huge amounts of numbers of unemployment rising. We've had isolation and lockdowns. We've had, deaths and challenges and Mother Nature. We've had, the climate change battles, the racism route. It's just been a nightmare to navigate. And there's been a lot of people that have been starting to say, 2020, I'm done with it. Like, let's bring on 2021. We'll be talking in 10 years' time going, well, 2020 was the worst of the lot, wasn't it? But what if we change the perception? And perception is reality. What if we changed our own perception of things and actually looked at it in a different framework? Because the way we choose to approach avenues and challenges just like this, and just like the first half of 2020, is paramount to how we are going to be able to move forward. The ability for you in business, the ability for you to grow and have more success, the ability for you to get more success or to start seeing success, the ability for you to be able to grow more personally, to be able to be a better communicator, a better negotiator, better with HR, better at team development, better at creativity, better at marketing. All of these things that we want to be able to build and grow from come from us being forced outside of our comfort zone, from being in a situation where we create a momentum and a growth pathway. And so here's the thing. Right now, 2020 is stretching us. It's making all of us grow. Well, it's actually giving us the opportunity to grow. And unfortunately, a lot of people won't take that and understand it. They'll have the wrong assumption. They'll want to whinge and gripe about things. They want to blame everyone. They won't understand why things are happening. The way I simply look at it is this. A lot of my mentors and some of the global advisors and global leaders across their industries, the people that I am so humbled and grateful to be able to work with and learn from. And all of those people have huge amounts of success and lead amazing lives, not because of privilege, not because of anything else, but fundamentally they know that at times like this, they need to see this as an avenue for growth. What if you and me and everyone else right now changed our perception of it, and rather than whinging and whining, complaining, making it all being doom and gloom, what if we actually changed the catalyst? We stopped being so ignorant about what's really going on and what's really happening, and we use this as the time to actually change and create the opportunity for us each as individuals to personally grow, for us to actually sit down and listen to one another, for us to actually take a different understanding and appreciate and respect other parts of what people are saying, other people's opinions, used as an avenue to be more compassionate, for us to actually treat people in the right way, for us to be able to turn around and say, no, these are merely tests and challenges being put to us so that it forces us to grow. And unfortunately, most people miss it. They don't understand. They want to whinge and whine. They want to throw their head in the sand. But I can tell you right now, what is happening to you, your business, our industry, your family, your friends, our state, the country, everything that's happening, whether it's around the racism or whether it's around the health pandemic or whether it's about the state of the economy or the bushfires or climate, all of those things are in front of us right now and have been in front of us because it's an avenue where we're getting tapped on the shoulder and told this is the time for us to grow. This is the time for us to see things in a different light. Stop just running full pelt ahead with everything we do and actually stop and look around. What do we need to do differently? What do you need to say that's different? How do you need to act? What can you change? What can you grow with in this situation? Now, here's the thing. All of this change and all of this growth is uncomfortable. And some of the discussions that we need to have can be pretty uncomfortable. I mean, let's be honest. If you want to pick something like the racism scenario right now, here in Australia, we don't want to talk about it. Why? Because it's probably pretty disturbing to actually have to admit that we don't have our own shit together in our own backyard. Yes, there is issues with racism in Australia. Yes, there's a whole stem of, and I'm not going to get into it now. The fact is we should be doing something about it, but we have chosen for way too many years to just sweep it under the carpet and ignore it. And it's a lot easier for us to also, in this situation, turn and look at America and say, oh, they don't have their shit together. Look at them looting and rioting and the racism, this and that. And everyone gets emotive and everyone starts hating, and all the rubbish that's been going across through some of the networks over in the last few days alone in social media is unbelievably disgusting. Because it's a hard discussion for us to sit down just on that one topic alone and admit that we don't have our own backyard in check. It's a hard thing to do, but it's change that needs to occur. And all change is difficult. All change involves us stepping outside our comfort zone. But that's the beautiful thing about it. Right now, what's happening to us, what's happening to you in your life and your business right now is exactly what is needed for you right now. It's exactly where you should be. 2020 has been put here to test us. 2020 is being put here to be in a situation for us that we shouldn't be wanting to cancel it. We shouldn't be wanting to move on to 2021 and wish our life away and start again with a clean slate. This is our opportunity to step up and grow. It's the awakening that we've needed for way too long. It's forcing us to not be ignorant and to not be stubborn. We need to band together. It's a year for us to get together and listen and talk and be more compassionate, be more empathetic, be the leaders that our kids and the generations ahead are wanting and needing and actually deserve. So what we need to all realize right now is that more than ever, we need to come together. We need to understand that right now, we shouldn't be running away from 2020. We shouldn't be running away from these avenues that we're perceiving to be scary or painful or not. I don't want to talk about it right now. We shouldn't be doing that. We need to see this as 2020 is forcing us to grow. We are exactly where we should be, exactly what is needing to be happening to us as people, as communities, as countries, as one race. We are exactly where we need to be. Right now, let's not run away. Let's change our perception on this and understand that these scenarios, these uncontrollables, are here for a reason. They're forcing us to grow personally, to be better to ourselves, to one another, to sit down and listen, to address these scenarios, to get the right leadership in place. And that means you in your business, you need to grow more. Only last night, I was coming home from a meeting with some of my global mentors. It's been the first time in like 3 months we've been able to meet together face to face, and hearing about some of the things that are happening is just such a beautiful thing. But I also had a client of mine reach out last night, and he identified for the first time that he has a problem with communicating, and he's too direct and too rude and this and that. And here's this guy that is a great guy. He does some amazing things, has some huge amount of impact, but he's seen where he's at. He's seen the tap on the shoulder from a few different avenues in the last few days, and he's been able to reach out and say, mate, I need you to help me personally on this. I need to work on this, and I might need to work on this for years to come, but it's something I need to do if I want to be able to get my team ahead, my business ahead, change my lives, and have more impact. He gets it. All right? We all need to get it. It's about personal development. It's about growing. Stop running away. Pull our head out of the sand. It's a tap on the shoulder. Let's stop being arrogant about it or ignorant about it. Let's step up. Let's be compassionate and empathetic and understand that what's in front of us right now is exactly what we need right now. We are exactly where we should be. And now is the right time for us to stand up, to be counted, to be the ones that lead the change, for us to actually realize right now we need to change. We need to first change. You can't expect anyone else or other people or other countries or other, races and religions to change. It always has to start with you. So you're exactly where you need to be right now. What is happening to you right now is exactly what is needed. It's now whether you're strong enough and big enough to man up. And I don't mean that in sexist terms, like just man up, step up, ante up, and make the potentially uncomfortable changes you need to be a better person, for you to grow personally, for you to be able to grow professionally and be able to move forward and have a bigger impact in your life, your family and friends, community, and the world around us. Cheers for now. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.